領域展開無料空所
What is good, y'all? It's Fire King Kami, and welcome to the Fire King's domain. Thank you for joining me again for another video. I haven't posted in a couple of days. I did just post a short on the summon that I did on Dokkan, so go check that out. I appreciate all the support that everybody is giving on the Twitch and on YouTube. We're almost to affiliate. And then YouTube, we're getting more and more views. We're getting our names out there. Thank you for checking out the Black Clover videos, the last Cloudia videos. I very much appreciate it. But today, what we have is Dokkan news, and there's a lot of it. So, what we're going to do is, first of all, Resurrection F, Goku and Vegeta are coming instead of Trunks and Vegeta. Everybody's a little disappointed on it. I don't really mind waiting. I'm a very patient person. I don't mind waiting for greatness. So with that being said, I figured what we could do is we can go over and take a look at the Goku and Vegeta card that came out in May of this year, because they're going to be coming to Dokkan. So first of all, I understand that not a lot of people like these cards or like this unit, these units. I personally, I like the concept. I like Resurrection F. I like their super attacks. I don't like the card. When it comes, I would say skip it. You don't need it. It's not really needed very much. The passive is just sort of meh. Key +3 launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack for 3 turns. That's like okay. Attack and defense plus 150%, which is like pretty standard. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 50% when performing a super attack, once again pretty standard. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 25% with each attack performed. And then the exchange can happen from the 4th turn from the start of battle. The Vegeta is a little better because he's an orb changer who gets benefits based off of like rainbow key spheres and whatnot. For 3 turns it changes. It's not just a continuous change. Attack and defense plus 150%. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 50% when performing a super attack. Key +1 and chance of performing a critical hit plus 25% per rainbow key sphere obtained. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% with 1 or more rainbow key spheres obtained. Plus an additional defense plus 50% with 3 or more rainbow key spheres obtained. So, you know, it hinges on the rainbow key spheres, which I don't really, you know, it doesn't really save the card from being like mediocre. The art's really good still, in my opinion. It's just the card's just not great. On the other hand, with Resurrection F coming, we also may be getting the Emperor's New Power Golden Frieza, the AGL LR that we got in June of this year. This card is a card that I would say you definitely want to summon on. Not only is the entrance animation really good, it reduces damage by 90% just off rip. So pretty much the original AGL Golden Frieza that we got from years ago, back in 2015 when Resurrection F came out, that one reduces damage by 90% when your HP is above like 80% or something like that. So this one just gets a flat 90% damage reduction just for nothing. You don't have to be at a certain HP or anything. Damage reduced by minus 10% at start of each turn up to 60%. So for 6 turns, you're just getting an additional 60% damage reduction. Key +5 and attack and defense plus 100%, so another 100% defense. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 100%, and launches an additional super attack when HP is 50% or more. So there's that HP condition, and a lot of the times you're not really going to be like below 50% unless you're in like a pretty difficult fight. Plus an additional key +2 and defense plus 50% for the rest of battle after performing 5 or more super attacks. plus an additional key +2 and attack +50% for the rest of battle after receiving 5 or more attacks during battle. So this unit, you're definitely going to want to build it for additional. You can put on some defensive items on them in the duplication system. This is a defensive beast that can also, pack a decently sized punch. The Earthbreaker active skill hits like pretty good. And then the categories that's in: Resurrected Warriors and Planetary Destruction. Not terrible, categories. His active skill can be activated when HP is 50% or less, starting from the 3rd turn of battle. So if you're running like Terrifying Conquerors, Wicked Bloodlines, Transformation Boost, full power, stuff like that, this is definitely a unit that you're going to want to have on those teams. Because he raises attack and he also lowers attack and defense on his super attack, and raises attack and defense for 1 turn on his ultra super attack. So that's definitely something that you're going to want to pull on. I'm going to pull on him. I didn't pull when he came out. I think it was around the time where I was on like a little hiatus on Dokkan, so I wasn't really paying attention to much of the news or cards that were coming out or anything like that. So with that being said, we're going to go over and we're going to look at this little graphic that I've found on Reddit. It's every unit that has been released in 2022 so far. So there's your super text, your extreme text. Pretty much go super extreme for each one. Now, I don't think this is like every unit because there's probably some missing. But yeah, this is, go back and look at some memories. We got the best units in the game right here. We got the Broly and Shenron. We got Birdku. We got the both of the Goku and Gohans. We got the Strength Piccolo, Gamma 1, Gamma 2, or Gamma 1, Gamma 2. And then we have the Frieza. We have the really good Cell and the extremely good Bardock, the Chad of Dokkan, I would say. So yeah, that's just a little thing that I just wanted to show real quick. I saw this question posed on the Dokkan Battle community subreddit. When is this LR coming out to global? I'm going to go ahead and predict that it's probably going to be around maybe beginning to like the first couple of weeks of December. Because right now we're still with Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. And after this, I think we're going to be getting Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Thank you for checking out those videos as well. Super Dragon Ball Heroes is coming, and then I believe maybe like towards the end or after Super Dragon Ball Heroes, we're going to be getting Resurrection F, and then after that, we should be getting these units maybe even around Christmas time. Who knows? That's just my prediction. If you have a different prediction, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear your prediction. But with that being said, I figure we can go and look at them because they are definitely the best defensive unit in the game. We're going to talk about some more defense here in a second. I just wanted to go over really quick and just let everybody know that we are waiting for greatness right now to come to global. I have them on JP, only have 1 copy of them. Even at 55%, this card is an absolute beast, and it's something that you need in your life. Bond of Parent and Child and Future Saga Leader plus 170%. And then an extra 30% for a Battle of Fate category allies. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes colossal damage to enemy on his super attack. And same thing, except it's Mega Colossal on his ultra super attack. Now, I love this unit a lot, mainly because Trunks and Vegeta are 2 of my favorite characters from the entire Dragon Ball franchise. And then their entrance animation, I just really love. In case y'all didn't know, I've been studying Japanese for about 4 years now, maybe a little bit longer. And I just enjoy hearing the Japanese voices for the characters in Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. So the opening dialogue, like when Vegeta says Saikyo, which is the strongest, means the strongest, or something like the strongest in Japanese. It just, I don't know, it just sounds really nice to me. And then the Trunks Tosama talking to Vegeta. You know, it's just really nice. I just really like. That's probably my favorite entrance animation in the game, aside from maybe the Year Sevens. I really love their entrance animations. So this Vegeta, and not only does it just have really good art, its passive is just insane. Key +2, defense +70%, and guards all attacks for 5 turns. When from the start of turn, when there is another bond of parent and child category ally attacking in the same turn. So have this guy first slot, first rotation. You're typically gonna be running this category over the rest with this unit. There is a really good Future Saga team that you can make with this unit, or multiple really. So you're gonna want him in first rotation, so he's gonna get that 70% buff because you're always gonna be running it with Bond of Parent and Child. I typically run this one with the LR Intelligence Namek Goku that came out in tandem with the AGL Final Form Frieza. Also works with the Super Saiyan Goku from the Android 13 movie. So key +2 and attack and defense +140%. Launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. So it's already 210% defense on him. Plus an additional key +1 up to 5%, and defense +15% up to 75%, and chance of performing a critical hit +7% up to 35% with each attack received. So you want him in first slot, and then plus additional attack and defense +70%, and guards all attacks as first attacker in the turn. So this is your wall for when you're going into your fight. This is your tank. This is who you want in first rotation to make sure they take all of those hits, so they get each part of their passive, and make sure you have a really great unit to link with them. Their active skill also hits pretty decently well for me as well. These are primarily this is a primarily defensive unit, but it can actually like pack a punch too. The active skill massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to enemy, and all attacks become critical hits for 1 turn, and raises allies defense by 20% for 1 turn. So if you're running any other defensive monsters, this is going to be a beast of a card that you're going to want to have. And this active condition can be activated starting from the 3rd turn when all allies attacking in the same turn are Future Saga category allies, or when your HP is 50% or less starting from the 5th turn of battle. Has Saiyan Warrior, Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. The Royal Lineage is really for like the Vegeta family teams, you know. There's also pretty decent categories as well: Future Saga, Joined Forces, Vegeta Family, Bond of Master and Disciple, and its own category, Bond of Parent and Child. This unit is too good for you to pass up, and this is probably the unit out of every unit that we're going to be getting for the rest of the year. This unit is probably the one that I would say that you need to make sure that you summon for the most. This is definitely something that you need in your life. We are going to be getting them before the end of this year, I hope. And with that, we can move on. I believe I've talked about them enough. Next, we have some really big news when it comes to EZAs. So we have EZAs for Bardock units. If we look over here, we see there's been a data mine. We have Super Saiyan 3 Bardock right there. We have the physical, the tech, and the strength Bardocks there. We also have Ribrianne and Cell, and King Vegeta and Frieza as well. It looks like we're going to be getting EZAs for Ribrianne as well as Bardock. The Bardock units are definitely ones that we're going to want to be looking out for. If you have them, you are definitely going to want to EZA them because they get monstrously better. If we look over here, we have the information for what their EZAs are going to be, and it goes from weakest to strongest, with unfortunately Intelligent Super Saiyan 3 Bardock being probably the worst out of the 4 EZAs that we're going to be getting. So I figure we can go over and check them out and see what's going on with them. So Intelligent Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, obviously he still gets the Super Saiyan 3 category lead. He raises defense for 1 turn and causes immense damage and seals enemy super attack. Now, a lot of bosses in Dokkan nowadays are immune to being stunned and immune to having their super attack sealed, and a lot of them, like pretty much most of them, are immune to having like even like defense and strength down. So the only thing you can really do to them is delay their turn by hitting them hard enough, you know, like having them not attack due to fear, which is one of the like best, like smallest but best additions they added to Dokkan. Is just really cool to see. So his passive skill, he raises attack and defense plus 100%, pretty mediocre. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% when performing a super attack. So overall is 200% when he's performing a super attack, which shouldn't be too difficult to get him a super attack off. And then he has it's pretty good attack plus 50% for all superclass allies. So that's a pretty decent buff for it being, you know, just a single part of his passive. Launches an additional super attack if there is another Power Beyond Super Saiyan category ally attacking in the same turn. So they're gonna want this unit to be ran on Power Beyond Super Saiyans, or even on just a Super Saiyan 3 team, since though typically all of those are going to be on Power Beyond Super Saiyan as well, because they are 2 steps ahead of Super Saiyan, you know. Next we have Tech Super Saiyan Bardock. We're gonna like skip over the leader skills because the other ones, like the leader skills, don't really matter in Dokkan nowadays. So the tech one raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage and seal super attack. We just talked about the sealing super attacks and sealing and stunning and everything, so it's not really like what we're focusing on here. Its passive, however, changes strength key spears to tech, attack plus 130% and defense plus 180% for free. Attack and defense plus 30% per tech key spear obtained. Attack plus 18% per non-key tech key spear obtained. Medium chance to launch an additional super attack when collecting 3 or more key spears. Attack plus 50% and performs a critical hit when collecting 8 or more key spears. So you're gonna want to have this unit like making sure that they collect as many key spears as possible, typically tech key spears, because you're going to be getting that attack and defense buff for each tech key spear. This is probably the 3rd best. This is why it's the 2nd one that we're talking about. Not the worst, not the greatest, kind of like mid-range. Next, for the Strength Super Saiyan 2 Bardock, this is when it starts to get really good. It raises attack for 6 turns and causes supreme damage with a high chance to stun. His passive, key plus 3 and attack and defense plus 180%. Defense plus 50% with each super attack performed up to 180%. So you're going to want to like stack additional attacks on him. Perform an additional attack which has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. Perform an additional attack which has a high chance of becoming a super attack if there is another ally who belongs in the Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3 categories attacking in the same turn. And then all allies get a free attack plus 30%. That's really good. This is definitely going to be a very good unit to run if you're running like Pure Saiyans or like Goku's family or anything like that. This is definitely when this EZA starts to get like really good. So yeah, that's that. And then we can finally get to the best Bardock that they're releasing. It's probably going to be one of, if not the best Bardock units in the game. So super attack greatly raises defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage and seals the enemy super attack. So greatly raises defense for 1 turn off of a super attack, which is already good. Very first thing in his passive, defense plus 318%. You see that? If I'm not mistaken, that is the highest defense boost that we get for free off of a unit in the game. I read this and I thought it was fake for a second. I don't think it's fake. Defense plus 318%. That alone makes him probably going to be one of the best defensive units in the game, especially when you're going and looking at the rest of his passive, which we'll do right now. Attack plus 180% when launching a super attack. All allies key plus 2 in attack and defense plus 30%. Guard activated against all attacks for the turn after receiving an attack. So he's going to be in your first rotation. You probably going to want to have him in first slot, most likely second slot. And then defense plus 30% for the turn if the guard is activated. So not only does he get 318% defense buff, he also activates guard for all attacks after taking an attack. And then he gets another 30% if that guard is activated. So you get 348% defense buff by himself, not even with anything else accounting into whatever you're doing on the team. This is by far the best Bardock of these EZAs, and it's going to be one of the best Bardocks in the game. Luckily, I have this Bardock, and I think I have multiple dupes in him. So this Bardock is definitely going to be getting videos done on him. All of these Bardocks, really, I'll definitely do videos on these Bardocks. But this one right here is definitely the one that I want to make sure that I do some stuff with. We can look over here and see this is a little infographic of all of their stats, their base stats, their max stats, their rainbow stats, their 55% stats. Obviously, the Super Saiyan 3 Bardock is going to have the highest stats out of all. The physical is going to have the second best stats, and then the strength, and then the tech. These are the stats. Physical Bardock, he has probably, I think this is, what is this, the second lowest of all defensive stats of these four, but he has the best defensive capability of all of the Bardocks. So that's that. We have the info for what his EZA's weakness will be, which will be storied figures. So if we go over and look at storied figures on the Dokkan wiki, storied figures is led by Bardock, Tapion and Minosha, and Tora. So hopefully they bring these units back on a banner around the time these EZAs come out, because I know a lot of people don't have these units. These are probably the best Tapion cards in the game. This Bardock is pretty decent, and they definitely did their thing when they started making better of the Bardock units, of the Team Bardock units. So yeah, if you have these units, set them as your friend, at least for the duration of this event, because I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to do this. I don't have any of these units, but I will definitely do my best to try to get through the Bardock EZA. This is just, I was just checking out through the Dokkan Battle Community subreddit. There's a little video that somebody found on Twitter where someone recreated Dragon Ball through Dokkan, which is pretty cool. And last but not least, I wanted to talk about this. If you haven't seen it already, these are the Dragon Ball Dokkan Thank You Countdown Special Missions. So up to 5 Dokkan Festival tickets can be obtained by completing the countdown missions every day during the event period. The event period is from October 30th to November 3rd. It's a daily mission that you do, and it resets every day. Claim all of your rewards by the next day. They are releasing a banner that you can use those tickets on to summon. And yeah, just make sure you do that. You've probably, if you've been playing every day, then you've probably already been doing it. So yeah, that's about it. There was definitely a lot of news, a lot of big news that we just went over. Let me know what you're most excited for. I think, in my opinion, I'm most excited for that physical Bardock. I know those Bardocks have been sitting collecting dust in my box because they've just been useless. So I'm definitely ready and waiting for those units. But with that being said, thank you for supporting the channel. I have an Instagram account for the channel now, so that'll be down in the description. Yeah, thank you for all the support that you show. Shout out to the dojo, shout out to Buddha, shout out to the Last Kadia community, shout out Dead Man Vince and the Black Clover mobile community. But with that being said, this is Fire King Kami, and I just want you to remember, set your heart ablaze and take it easy.